What happened in the month of March in the London and St. Thomas Association of Realtors in terms of market activity? Hey guys, Ryan Hodge, broker owner at the realty firm, and Sandra Tavares and I have been selling real estate for nearly 20 years inside of London and St. Thomas and all of our areas. And my purpose is to keep my clients and the people that follow along with me completely updated on what's going on inside of the market. And we know right now that the real estate market is certainly a little bit different than it was a few years ago, but I wanted to get you the actual numbers, and I wanted to not just post them like a lot of agents do, but try and discern them a little bit. So, average sale price, that's the number one. People always want to know, what is my home worth? Here's the average right now, $627,112. That was from March 2026, and that's across all homes, okay? All detached, condo, residential resale properties, 627,112. Number of sold listings compared to 2025, 586 homes sold in our marketplace in the month of March, which was actually up 4.1%. So I think that's a great indicator that real estate is moving. Now, we also see a number of listings are up just slightly, 1.3% at 1,490 properties that were listed. So what does that tell us? There's lots of inventory and buyers have options. It also tells you that our sale prices have come down a little bit from a year ago. And I'm going to go into that in a second. But what does it mean when you have 1,500 homes that just listed and 586 homes that just sold? Well, to me, it means that just about 1 in 3 homes right now are selling. It's not to say that, there's not going to be more properties that aren't selling, but I think that we really need to pay attention if we're putting our homes on the market, that there's some really key performance indicators on what's going to happen. So the first is always going to be the promotion of the property. Is your real estate agent, whether they are local, whether they are somebody that you brought in from another market, which I don't recommend, but if you have, are they doing enough to get enough eyeballs on the property? Not just through realtor.ca, but are they using platforms for ChatGPT, for Gemini, for, different ways that the consumer is actually searching for real estate? People aren't just asking for referrals anymore when they look for a realtor or when they look to get a home marketed. They're starting to shop through a lot of these AI-based platforms. So making sure that your agent knows a little bit about technology, the evolution of artificial intelligence, and how people are actually searching for homes along with Google and things like this are very, very important, along with the presentation that agents are going to put into it. Sometimes I get onto the local MLS and I see agents that have probably just posted listing photos with their phone. It's a big no-no in my world. You're hiring somebody to do a good job. You're going to pay them rather well if they get the home sold. It always becomes, the most about net profit that you receive on the property. So you get what you pay for, and you want to make sure that you are paying the person that is the professional to negotiate the property, but it's a much easier negotiation for all parties if that listing agent knows what they're doing and can get maximum exposure for your property. We market your home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until it's sold on all of the platforms, including our paid ad platforms that we do utilize. And that has allowed us to have tremendous success for nearly 20 years as two of London, Ontario's top real estate brokers. Back to the numbers, we've got 4.7 months of inventory, which is just slightly higher than 4.5 in 2025, 25 median days on the market. Now, people always ask about timeline, and I'm going to share a little tip for you. Sandra and I, on average, not exact, but on average, 21 days and under from the time that you list to the time that you sell your property with us, and that hasn't changed in nearly 20 years. What you're always seeking in terms of activity, 8 to 10 showings with agents that have qualified their buyers. When I say qualified, primarily financially, okay? There is no point in a buyer coming into your property if they can't afford to buy it. So having an agent on the listing side that's going to ask the appropriate questions for a buyer agent or a buyer representative that's bringing a buyer through is really important, because the worst thing, especially in a market like we're in, for it to happen is that somebody comes in, they like your house, they secure an offer on a property, your property, but they can't afford it because it's just tied up the house for 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, where you can really lose that immediate market momentum that you get if you do have the right exposure. So qualifying people is important. 8 to 10 showings into an offer or a sold house in that first 21, maybe 30 days to indicate that you're in the right place. So what does that mean about the market in terms of, am I in a good spot? Well, if you're not getting any showings whatsoever, if the home's promoted at least reasonably well, but if you're not getting any showings whatsoever on your property, it probably means that you're priced outside of the market. And we know that right now, more than likely 2/3 of people that are listing their properties are priced outside of the market. I know, just like myself, we all think that our home is usually worth a little bit more than it is. And sometimes you, the consumer, or you, our clients, are actually right. But what I look to do is provide you with 4 to 5, sometimes even 6 different approaches to value so that you can put yourself in the position of a buyer, stepping into the buyer's shoes to say, I have all this information readily available to me as a buyer. This is what's going to tell me where I should probably position my offer that would be at least fair market value. And if for some reason you can't get yourself there, it's probably a good opportunity to consider that the value of your property might be more aligned with those 4 or 5 or 6 different approaches to value versus our normal opinion. And I say that with love because I get it. I have sold multiple homes in the past myself. I know what it's like. It's not always easy, but we've got to look at what the market's doing. And that's really what this update's about. Let's talk about areas for now. As always, our number one sale price and the highest value is in North London. Once again, this month we were down 2.6%. Average sale price in North London, Ontario, $731,902. I live in North London, so I know that we've come down a little bit. We're still holding the maximum value in London though. In the south, average sale price just over the entire London St. Thomas average, $636,946. Now that was down slightly less than 1%, which is a good sign for South London because for a couple months there we were seeing larger drops in the south. So south is rebounding quite nicely. In East London, average sale price $480,516, which is down about 6.6% from 2025. We've seen a continual decrease in East London. It's not to say that it's not still holding a tremendous value. I've had one of the top market shares in East London for my entire career. East London has been a very, very active place for me. And what I share is that, in 20 years, to see the values go up to nearly 500,000 and the height of the market, it was beyond that. Really good positive indicators. So we are seeing, a little bit of a decrease, but I don't think it's as bad as maybe the media or people that aren't actually in the business are indicating. So when we look at this for month over month, what I want to share is that we are seeing some good positive trends because the median days on the market for March compared to February of this year, in February we were at 28 median days on the market, in March 25. So homes selling a little bit quicker. Also with average sale price, our February average was $622,414. Our average price in March, $627,112, which means again that it has gone up. And the big factor though is that we've seen a lot more inventory starting to hit the market. We had nearly 500 more homes hit the market in March compared to February. It's normal for the spring market. I'm sure we'll see a similar trend in April, especially with the relentless winter we had. But what we're looking at is the percentage of those homes that have actually sold. My mission as a leading broker inside of the London, Ontario marketplace, Sandra's as well, is to ensure that those folks that get to work with us, and we are privileged to have the opportunity to help buy, sell, invest, or build are making smart decisions in this marketplace. And the number one thing that we can give you is data, but the more important part is the truth behind the data and what that data may mean for you, depending on what your plans are for you or you and your family in order to have a successful move. And there's lots of strategies that we can apply if we get together and we go through, what's actually happening inside of this marketplace. If you have questions about the market or you want to connect and discuss your property, feel free to reach out. You can always reach us at www.ryanandsandra.ca. You can reach out to me personally. Give me a call, give me a text, 519-859-5408. Whether you're looking to move now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now, we're always open to free, no obligation consultations to share what's going on in the market, to give you our opinion, our perspective from our combined, nearly 40 years experience together so that we can support you every step of the way. I think that this market's going to continue to improve. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, especially with all the worldly affairs right now, but we are seeing people move real estate. So don't believe all the doom and gloom that you might see in the media. It is a good time to buy, especially if you are upsizing. You might not make as much on your current home, but you've got great opportunities if you're looking to buy and grow. I think there's some great downsizing opportunities depending on what way you're going about it as well. And I think that if you're really serious about making a move in 2026, it's a really good opportunity to have that conversation, whether it's through Sandra or myself or a trusted professional that you have. Our purpose is to contribute to this great industry that's given so much to us, and we want to be here before, during, and after the sale. If you enjoy this content, be sure to like and subscribe. We will continue to post market updates, strategies, tactics, tips, all things London, Ontario real estate. And if you have any questions for us, be sure to reach out. You can always check out more of our reviews from past clients and the positive experiences that they've had at ratemyagent.com as well. Look forward to seeing you real soon. Be sure to reach out anytime. Have a great month of April.